Well, welcome to Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. Today is March 13th, and I'm broadcasting from Los Angeles. Very happy to see you all. We're here once again together, thank God, in one piece. On our journey that we have to the light, to discover the light within ourselves and to discover our origin, that some of us have forgotten, that where we come from and where we go back to and where we're at right now. A part of this journey that we have and we're going through is, of course, has a lot of challenges. It has ups and downs, and there's different ways that we can look at our life challenges. Now, some of these life challenges could be physical disabilities, physical problems that we come across. Our bodies may get ill, or we may go through some kind of emotional trauma and emotional problems, that damages that are being inflicted to us throughout our lives as we're growing up. Another part of this life challenge is financial in the world, to find ourselves, to how we can manage and be in the world and have one foot in a dimension that requires our attention to make a living, and on the same time having a foot in this other part of the world of the spirit and this deep love of God that we develop, and how we can merge the two, the world above and the world beyond, together and incorporate both of them and live a balanced life in between. So all of these different challenges that they appear in our lives, they're really designed by God, Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul, the Creator of all, for us to learn what we have come here to learn. Now, when we talk about something like this, it can raise a lot of the eyebrows, and it can also raise a lot of questions for a lot of us. That why do we have to come here and be in this world and have to go through the challenges that we go through to begin with? And that's a whole different subject that we can talk about and get into it at some point. The one thing for me is more important, that I pay more attention to, is that I'm here. And I'm here because I can't be anywhere else. I'm here in this life, and I'm here in this body, the way it looks, the way it functions. I was born in the the family that I was born in. I landed in what the country I landed in. I was born in Paris, in France, and I grew up a portion of my life, early part of my life in France, and the second part of my life in Middle East. And then I ended up coming to the US. So all of us land in this planet somehow. And we end up being with these families, parents, siblings, whatever situation that we have. We can say that we have chosen this, we decided on this, we signed a contract before we come to this planet, or we can say it just happened. And it's a part of the deal. You can believe whatever you like, but it doesn't matter what you believe and what I believe. The truth of it is we're here, whether we like it or we don't like it. What can we do? Now that we're here, So, and also, of course, there's no doubt that we're also investigating, and the thoughts and the questions come to our lives that why are we here? What are we doing? And where are we going to? What's the point? And if you go a little bit even deeper into this, and some schools of mysticism talk about that this world is a dream. It's a dream world. Okay? Now, we can talk about it whether it's a dream world. Are you dreaming it? Or you're being dreamt? How do you know that? How do I know if I am dreaming this world? And how do I know that I'm not being dreamt? Maybe I'm in someone else's dream. How do you know that? We can go deeper into the rabbit hole. How about if we investigate our reality a little bit deeper? For example, when you get in an airplane and you fly, let's say from Los Angeles, and you fly and you go to New York City, or from Los Angeles you fly to Paris, or you go to Bali, or you go to a complete different culture. You know, you're in Stockholm, Sweden, and you fly to India, or you go to wherever, and all of a sudden, everything's changed. You've gone from a cold Nordic country, and you get in an airplane, and 8 hours after you land in Bombay or you land in Bali, and it's hot and it's tropical. People look completely different. They drive different. The language is different. Food, vegetation, everything is like completely different than what you're used to. Now, I'm gonna ask myself a question. Did I really travel and go from really geographically? I sat in an airplane and I flew from one place to another place on the planet Earth. Did I travel on a geographical map? Or how about if I traveled within my own psyche? How do you know that when you sit in an airplane and you fly somewhere else, there is no geographical changes? You're not really going anywhere. You're only traveling in your own consciousness. How do you know that? How can you differentiate the two? You can go down the rabbit hole and things get deeper and deeper. And as you go deeper into it, more questions starts to pop. We can get into these things today. I think it's a good day to talk about it because I want to implement some new ideas in your minds to question reality, the reality that you think it's very solid, and some of us think we've figured it out. So we'll come back to this, and you're welcome to ask me questions. Now that I feel most people have caught up with us because we had a little dilemma with time change, and time in California changed, and we weren't aware of it, so we sort of started it a bit early, and then we have to switch it and start a bit later. Now that everybody's here, why don't we just do what we normally do? Let's do a meditation. And we just center ourselves and come back into this place, coming back to home, this place, the center of ourselves. I call it home, true home. The place that, I'll put it this way. Why don't you just do this imagination, this visualization for a moment? That We have a place always at our disposal, available to us at all the time in our lives, that it's like a column, it's like a center running through us, and it's always there. A safe space inside yourself. And whenever you want, whenever you decide to, you can turn inside and go into this place. And in this place, it's very quiet. There is no noise. There is no movement. It's very, very still. And it's very, very fresh. The air in it is extremely fresh. The taste of it is extremely delicious. But it's very, very quiet. Very, very comfortable. And it gives you the feeling that you're a baby and you're in your mother's bosom. And your mother is holding you tightly, gently, next to her breast. And it's warm and nice. And you're completely safe. And this place is over here within our own self. So when we choose to stop whatever we're doing, wherever we are, it doesn't matter where you are, because this place doesn't care whether you're in the middle of traffic, whether you're flying, whether you are jogging, whether you are on the beach, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter what you're doing. This place is always going with you wherever you go. And at any moment you choose and you want to go into this place, you can do that. You just pause. You bring your attention inwards. You can even visualize that the door is opening up, the gateway opens, and you enter into your inner sanctuary, where is the safest place ever existed, and you're completely protected. There is guardian angels around it. There's light pouring in. Your higher self is standing right above it. You're filled up with love and light. And there is absolutely nothing to worry about. Nothing. And you just open the gate and you just walk inside yourself. And you sit, you lie down, or you stand up comfortably. It's like you have gone to your favorite spa. You have gone, you're getting a haircut, you're getting your hair warmed, blow dried, you're getting your manicure, pedicure, you're getting a head massage, a body massage. You're just in this very comfortable, beautiful, warm place within yourself. Temperature is perfect, smell is perfect, air is perfect, and you are safe, and lots of love and light is being poured in you. So why don't we just take a moment Leave the world that we know of alone and just easily go inside ourselves and go sit at our very comfortable, majestic chair and relax. And take a deep breath and allow the fresh air, heavenly fresh air, refreshes your being, and the light and the love that God sends to us to pour in your being showers you, cleanses you, and transforms every single cell of your body into healthy, vibrant, and happy being. Feel the joy, the love, the pleasure, the blessing that is receiving, and have a smile. Drink this with a big smile, because in this very moment, Lord God, Her Majesty, the creator of the entire universe, is giving you a big hug. And just drink this love and this light. Keep drinking it as you have your eyes closed. Just see that a portal has opened up, a big tunnel of light is opened up, and it's like a waterfall of love and light. It's pouring into you from heaven, and it's showering you and cleansing you, transforming you. It's quiet, it's loving, and you are in union with our beautiful, loving, divine self. We are in union with Her Majesty, the Supreme Soul, the love, the true love. This is our natural state of being. You may call this meditation, but it's really not meditation. It's really being yourself. It's simply being. It's when simply we disengage of worldly activities and our minds, and we relax within ourselves. We enter into the paradise that is within us. And a deep sense of calmness takes over. And we get introduced to our own background. We get introduced to ourselves, tasting our own being. Because normally we're looking for a taste that comes from outside of ourselves. And then when we mellow down and quiet down and go within, then we begin to taste our own self. And our own self is very yummy. It's rich. The love comes because the love is in the very background of wherever we are. The presence comes and reveals itself. A very strong, deep sense of divine drunkenness, divine presence appears. This blissful state. That doesn't really require doing anything. And it just takes over. As simple as that. So slowly, slowly, come back. Come back here. How are we doing? It's strong, isn't it? Anybody? Yeah. Can you feel this presence that when we quiet down, just what happened right now? Anybody? Raise your hand so I can see. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Evie.
Hi.
What did you feel?
That it was very powerful because I've been unrestful lately, and this allowed me to go really deep and recognize the process again and myself.
Right. Do you see how quickly it happens? The power of transmission, of the moment we simply stop and we collect ourselves. But when I say we collect ourselves, is we bring our attention inwards and we come back to the center as we just did. I just did a very simple guided meditation, if you even call it that. But basically is to point out this place within ourselves. By just taking a look that there is this sanctuary here within me. And as soon as I stop projecting to the outside and I bring my attention inwards, and I come into this deep, quiet place. And as soon as I touch it, bliss, the sense of bliss and love takes over. And it's so strong that I don't even feel like talking right now, because I feel it so strongly. And I know most of you feeling it too. Jeannie, do you feel it?
Yes.
You do. Isn't that incredible that most of us, we're hundreds or thousands of miles, kilometers away from one another. And the moment we link our hearts with each other, we can all start to feel this powerful divine self, this calmness, this bliss, this love, almost instantly. Isn't that amazing? Karen. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Hi. Did you feel it?
Yes.
Is it I notice you've been coming to the academy. Are you enjoying yourself? Is it helping you?
Yes.
What do you feel like you get out of it?
Um, um, right now, I have a lot of time at home, right? So, and I live out in the forest, right?
Okay.
And usually I'm a very social person, and now I'm in a time where I'm a lot of home and relaxing a lot. And when I come here to the academy, it is like to connect in a way.
Yeah. To
And
connect.
it yeah.
Right. Right.
And mm, and listening to you, it's inspiring. And yes, it's nice to have this time to come here to connect.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
We come back to, this is the internet, you know, the internet. And it's the same thing. Is connecting our hearts through this system of all of our hearts gets connected to the one heart, the one pulse. And we recognize it. We may not be able to explain what it is and understand its mechanics and a lot of different things about it, but we recognize one thing, all of us in it. And that recognition is the heart, the love, the calmness, the fact that it allows us to get collected and come back into the center of ourselves. And what it does, it's help us to be balanced. Balanced is the key, being balanced in our lives. But it's impossible to be balanced in life if you get lost in the world of Maya, the world of illusion, the world of thoughts. Because the other world is very contradictory, it's very confusing, and it sends a lot of mixed signals through the events happening in life. So it creates a lot of confusion. So when we've been trained and hypnotized all of our lives to seek and to look for balanced answers in the world, then all it does, it creates more confusion because the answers are not there. You find one system of one belief system, one sort of regime, and then it bellies up and something else comes. And then you realize that doesn't work. So it creates a lot of confusion. But when we start to turn our attention inwards and we go inside and start bringing your attention to your heart, You bring your attention into a quiet mind. You learn how to go beyond your busy thinking process into this place, which we do half an hour meditation. And we'll come back here. The mind quiets down. You kind of relax. You come back to this place. Everything settles down. It's like all this dust and all this fog kind of goes away, and then everything becomes clear, and then you just really calm down. And then you find balance. You start feeling this sense of tranquility, discovering it. That balance, this tranquility, and this place, it's really your inner treasure. It's always here. It's inside yourself, always. But throughout our upbringing, from our parents, our culture, civilization, they don't teach us this from childhood. The entire system is designed to take you away from this. So it distracts you and teaches you an unnatural way of being. Therefore, you get trained throughout your life to get extremely engaged with the world of Maya, with the world of illusion, with the world that is ever changing, a world that cannot sustain its structural integrity, because everything outside of this place, everything else is continuously in a flux and is changing. So the moment you try to hang on to it, it changes to something else. And you can see that. You can look at it in different aspects of your life. We can use something very simple. Whatever you like, anything. Relationship. You meet somebody, whether it's romantic relationship or friendship, and it seems like it's perfect for a period of time, and then it changes. It changes to something else. The moments in life that you think you just got it all right, you have your everything together perfectly, and we do our best to sustain it. We do our best to keep things in that way. But then it changes again to something else. You have the perfect job, you have the perfect family, you have a perfect home, you live in a very nice place. Everything's perfect, but then it changes. Something happens and it changes. I'm not saying immediately, sometimes you have it for a number of years, but it changes. Now, we are not talking about you don't enjoy the pleasures, the fruits, all the good stuff in the world. We do. But we recognize that the true treasure, the true paradise that we are seeking for, it's not in the world, outside of ourselves. That paradise we're looking for is inside. It's an inner paradise. It's the inner sanctuary, the safe place. Because here, when the mind quiets down and you come back, you get collected, you come back to this place, you see that it's always blissful, it's always calm, it's always warm, it's always loving, it's always the same. It's safe, always. And it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what kind of shape you are, it doesn't matter if you live in a forest or you live in a city, it doesn't matter if you're in your prime, you know, you're at your prime time or you're not. It doesn't matter if you're financially successful or you're not. It doesn't matter even if you're physically healthy or not. If you have love, you have lovers in your life, you don't. You have parents in your life where you don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're in a prison or you're free. It won't make any difference. It's the moment that you turn into this place, it's full of bliss and love. And it's because the mind quiets down. The mind quiets down, the clouds go away. The confusion goes away. You get to experience yourself. You get to experience your true nature. Because your attention, now you can see. You know, it's like I'm trying to look at myself in the mirror, but I took a shower or a steam bath in the bathroom and the mirror is full of fog. So I can't see myself in the mirror. Until I get rid of the fog that is obscuring the mirror, I can't really see myself. It's the same thing. You got to go beyond the fog, clear the fog, then you get to see yourself. You get to see who you really are. You get to see the real you. Not this one who you think you are. The one you think you are is not the real you. It's an image. You're looking at an image. That's not the real one. You're looking at an image that is constantly changing yourself. Look at yourself. Look at your pictures from 10, 15, 20 years ago. First of all, you go through your old pictures. They're ridiculous. Look at your pictures in 70s with that funny hairstyle. 80s, poofy and wavy hair. I mean, you just, every time I look at my pictures, it's just kind of funny, isn't it? Either I make fun of myself, or it's kind of depressing, or whatever. I mean, you look younger, your hair was funny, you were thinner, and and you just see progressively how your body has changed. So it's kind of funny looking at your old pictures. Your dress, everything. How you used to dress, you say, how did I even dress like that? It looks so quirky, in a way, you know? Generally, I'm talking about generally. But what happened is you changed. Your body kept changing, keeps changing, keeps changing, keeps changing. For better or for worse. Of course, it's going to peak, you know? It's going to get good, gets to the top, and then it's going to slowly go downhill. That's the way it's designed. And we're going to do the best we can to control it, to manipulate it, to stay young, healthy, good-looking, vibrant, as much as we can. We'll do the best to control it. Whatever, you know? And there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay. I'm not saying you should look good, you should feel good, you should be beautiful, you should take care of yourself. That's a great thing to do. Why not? Why not be beautiful? Why not dress nicely? Why not be in a good shape? Why not feel good? We're not talking about something's wrong with that. What we're talking about is not being under the illusion that that is really not who you are. It is an aspect of who you are. It's an image of who you are, but that's not the real you, because it's changing. If it's changing, it's not you. The real you is the one that when we sit down together and we quiet ourselves down and we meditate, the real us is that bliss, that feeling of expansion, that feeling of complete oneness, of love and light. That is the real you. And that one is always like that. It doesn't come and go. It's always in the background. Like right now, there's a background here. The background is always there. I am here, and that's the background. If I pull myself away, you still see the background. The background doesn't go. I'm the one who's coming and going. The background remains the same. So your true nature, which is pure bliss, silence, pure vastness, love, is this background. It's always there. This one doesn't come and go. You just think that you are this, and you don't know you're that. You forgot you're that. So when your attention goes to that, and you feel this amazing expansion and love, and you love it, but then your attention comes back to this one, And then you think you lost that. You think that you lost it. Because your attention from there came back to this one. Your attention came from what is always there to something that is not always there. It's changing. So your focus is on the wrong place. So there's really nothing you need to fix in your life. You don't have to correct anything. You don't have to change things. You just change your attention. It's a shift of your attention. You put your attention on the background, not on the one that is moving into the background. And then you see that there's, at any moment, anywhere, without the teacher, without anything, you can experience yourself, which is pure love, pure bliss, quiet. But if you shift your attention to the world, then you see the world is like chaotic. Killings, famine, destruction, corrupted politicians, the governments, Your attention goes into a world that is changing all the time and has no stability in it. So it's going to take you up and down with itself, because there's good news, there's bad news, and your attention is on that direction. And that's what you're identifying to. So naturally, you're going to be a yo-yo. Your attention is whether your boyfriend, husband, lover is going to give you love or not. Are your children going to spend time with you or not? If your finances going to get better or not? If you can move to Caribbean or Canary Islands or not? Your attention is on finding a safe place or something stable or getting love or getting what you want in the other world, in the outside world. And obviously, sometimes you get it. But since it's not stable, you also lose it. And when you get it, you're happy. But naturally, since it's not real and it's not permanent, eventually you're going to lose it. And since you're investing, you're thinking that your happiness is based on getting these things, you're programmed to believe that. So then when you lose it, you suffer. Do you see how you've been set up? So you're basically destined to be screwed. Excuse my language. You're destined to get screwed. There's no way out. There's no way out of this. You can't win. You are set to suffer in your life because you are trying to get things that they can't sustain themselves. They don't stay the same. Therefore, you're running into this hamster's wheel, but you never get anywhere. Then, as Papaji, my Sat Guru, my beloved teacher, that through the grace of life, grace of God, I came across this beautiful teacher. And he's like a fisherman. He's fishing, and he fished me out of this pond, out of this river, out of this ocean. And then he showed the way. He showed the way inwards. So I started to pay attention. I started to look inside. And eventually, through the grace of the Guru, I started to realize, wow, what I'm really looking for, I started to touch it. I started to touch this place. Just like what we do when we sit together right now in these meetings we have. Same thing I'm trying to relay to you. Same thing that I'm trying to help you to realize. It's the least I can do for the gift my teacher gave me. And somehow it became my life mission, looks like it, to transfer this to you, to help you, to transmit this to you. That really your true happiness is to recognize this place within yourself and to bring your attention to this place, making this your mission, making it your priority. It becomes your number one priority. Everything else you do in life, but this becomes your number one priority. That you say to yourself, I want to be liberated. I want to be free in this life. Free from suffering. I don't want to suffer anymore. I don't want to be a yo-yo anymore. I don't want to go through all these things of anxiety, of fear, of these heartbreaks in relationships, these failures. I want to free myself from being abandoned, from loneliness, from feeling poor, from feeling needy, from being a beggar, carrying this begging bowl, begging for someone to give me some attention. I want to be free from this prison I'm in. And you make that your life mission. That's your number one priority. Everything else, second, third, this is your main goal in this life. And that's what I did. I was determined that in this life, I want to become free. I want to become liberated from suffering. And we have the tools to do it. And I'm sharing this with you selflessly out of my heart with love. As you are my brothers and sisters, disengage your mind from the world. Leave the world alone, because you're not going to find any comfort in it. It will just stir up your mind and keep you engaged in this loop. You want freedom? Shift your attention. Remember that you are this red background. Remember that you are like the blue sky. The blue sky is always blue. Clouds pass through it. Same thing. Clouds, airplanes, birds flying through the sky. Sometimes birds are flying through the sky, thousands of them, and they take a shit in the sky. But it doesn't affect the blue sky. Many storms, thunders, snow, lightning travel through the sky. They come and go, but they don't affect the blue sky. Same thing here. Exactly the same thing. You are not this one that you think you're imagining you are. It's your imagination. You are this. You're the background. That's who you really are. Your real identity is the background, which is this feeling you feel when we do our meditation together, when you calm down and you go to this blissful state and you feel complete love. Your mind is quiet, your stories go away, your desires go away. You're not thinking that I need to have my soulmate. You're not worried about what's going to happen in the world. These clouds, these thoughts go away, and you calm down inside yourself. And then you start to feel the bliss and the love and the juice. Because the clouds went away. That's who you are. You just need to practice and get used to bringing your attention to that place. Now, you do meditation, you come do a workshop, you need a guide, you need a guru, you need help. It doesn't matter, whatever you have to do. But you get reminded. You need to be reminded regularly by any way that you want to set up for yourself. You want to use a meditation DVD, you want to listen to meditation music, you want to go to a workshop, you want to come to the webinar. It doesn't matter. You keep training yourself to bring your attention to the background, to that place. And that place is not something you're thinking. There's no thoughts. That place is solid. It's yourself. You start to recognize yourself and unclutch from what you think you are. And then the more you bring your attention to who you really are, the more your quality of life changes drastically, or maybe very subtle, but things start to change. You can't explain it, how they change, but they change. They change for better. Every day it gets better. And when I say every day it gets better, that doesn't mean all of a sudden money starts pouring in from the sky, or I don't know, you don't get sick in your life anymore, or you don't have to pay your rent or child support or whatever. I'm not saying that. You deal with things very smoothly. Everything aligns. Problems do happen, but your way of dealing with it completely changes. You go through things so smoothly without any friction. Things fall into place for you. And when they don't, it's not a distraction for you. Your attitude is changed, because the moment something doesn't really go your way, your attention goes away from it. Your attention goes back into your center again. So then you disengage from it by coming back to calmness. And by going back into yourself, it affects what is going on. It's a different way of being. Something they didn't teach us. You had it in your childhood, but you got brainwashed and you forgot. And now you're going back and remembering it, to going back to that way. And that changes the quality of your life. Because when you find this place, you discover the inner peace, tranquility, balance takes over your life. And you're no longer a victim of ups and downs. And you start to free yourself. Because you find real love inside yourself. The moment you quiet down and you sink in, boom, it explodes. And then you discovered your inner treasure, the paradise inside yourself, that no one can take it away from you. You lose your boyfriend, you lose your lover, you lose this, you lose that, it doesn't matter. That one is always there. And you operate your life from that place. And then your real life starts. Now you're living life. And you would love it. No matter what happens in the world, it doesn't matter what is going on. It won't make any difference. You feel bliss all the time. You feel other people's sufferings. You have compassion for them. But your inner bliss doesn't go. You feel it continuously. And then you transmit it to other people. No matter where you are, what you do, you don't even try. Everywhere you go, people feel it. It's around you. But it's not the goal. You're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're not trying to get lost in your ego, telling yourself, oh, I'm emanating love. No, you don't care. You have discovered inside yourself, therefore you recognize it in other people too. Because the background is the same for everybody. They just don't know it. But when they come across you, you're reflecting it back to them by simply being yourself. Therefore, you're impacting the world. But you start with yourself. That's all you do. You keep your attention on your own heart. And keeping the attention on your own heart, it verbally may sound selfish, but there is only one heart. The background is the same for everybody. The blue sky, everywhere in the planet you go, it's blue sky. Doesn't matter, you're from Africa, you're from Middle East, you're from the US, Europe, you're poor, you're rich, you're good looking, you're not, it doesn't matter. The blue sky is blue sky equally for everybody. Same as your own background, which is pure love. It's one love runs through everybody's hearts. And that's the presence of God. That's the living soul, the Supreme Spirit runs through all of us. And we own it. It's our birthright. We come from it and we live in it. We drink it. We breathe it. You can never lose it. So you don't worry about losing God. You just quiet yourself. You quiet your mind. And to quiet your mind, you have to disengage from the world. You have to kind of take your attention away from the world events and bring it to yourself. You put your attention on the world events, you're in trouble. You're back into the loop and you're going to go spiral down the hill. You got to switch. And that's all you have to do. It's very easy. It's very easy. Believe me, it's very easy. And I know your mind will come and say, oh my God, Zarathustra, da 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 da. It's another thought. It's another thought come to your mind telling you blah, blah, blah. But it's very easy. All you have to do is be quiet. Anybody has any questions? My beautiful friends? You know I love you very much. You know that? I can't tell you how much you are all in my heart. And how deeply I feel the love for all of you. I can't really express how grateful I feel to have you all in my life and be in this position of service and grace. Allow me to give this transmission and to exchange this love with you all. It's the biggest gift. It's the passion of my life. Because this is the only real thing that exists. I'm gonna unmute.
I was tired. Figured out as much as I could, and I went to the used to be service station at 26th and Wilshire, where they know me, and I'm like, what's going on? He goes, looks like that husband is Terry, and indeed, this guy just did it on the side for me. He goes, come at 3 o'clock Monday, I'm gonna go buy the part, put it in.
Someone's talking to somebody. Very good. So thank you. I check our messages here. Yeah, nice to see you, Christina. I've been thinking about you. So I was going to reach out to you yesterday. I was wondering where you've been. So it's nice to see you back. I just unmuted you. So I don't think your speaker is on. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, your speaker is not on. So yeah, thanks, Marianne. Marianne, all of you, thank you very much. Appreciate it. So our next academy will be next Tuesday. And then I fly to Sweden, and I will arrive in Sweden on March 26th. We still have some space for, we're going to do the 5th dimensional quantum healing training program in Motala, which I think it's about 2.5 hours away from Stockholm. And that's going to be during the Easter holiday. And we are offering a nice discount for those who want to do level 1 and 2. And then after that, I will be at Harmony Messa. And if you go on my website, Zarathustra.tv, this year in Stockholm, I'm offering a new series besides the healing training program that I offer in Motala, after that, we're doing a series of different events, and the theme of it is a healing experience. And we're going to be focusing on finding this place and finding the true love within ourselves. So I've designed a series of different events that we will be doing in Sweden. At the end of my journey in Sweden, I go to Poland, I go to Warsaw, and I'm offering level 1 and 2 in Warsaw as well. And keep in mind that this year, I'm offering 3 retreats. The first one is going to be in Åre, Sweden, from July 2nd to 12th. And we have just posted this on my website, Zarathustra.tv. And I do have a retreat in Egypt, as well as another retreat, which is going to be at the end of November through a Swedish company. I'm working with a Swedish group, and we will be going from Miami to Caribbean, Mexico, and back. So I will be posting that on my website, and feel free to reach out. We also have our open group on Facebook, which is Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. Feel free to join in. If you have questions, you can ask your questions, or you can write to us directly. Our email is info@5thDhealing.com. I can feel this very strongly. Having a hard time to talk. And I can feel this love, and I'm almost about to cry. So thank you very much for your love. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you. Much love and blessings to you all. And I'll see you hopefully next Tuesday. God bless. Bye-bye.